Um, Hi everyone. Here I am with my second video. This particular content is related with the Indian economic development book. That is the book for the class 12th, and we are covering the board class economics. I hope you must have seen my earlier video to because these series of videos are connected in sequence. So kindly go through my previous video. If you have not seen it so far, kindly check the uh, Econ Inside channel of mine, where you can go for the previous video. In my previous video, I have already covered one content of Unit 6 Development Experience 1947-90 and Economic Reform since 1991. The first chapter of it is Indian Economy on the Eve of Independence, and I have already covered low level of economic development under the colonial rule in my previous video, where we studied about or we understood how the question will come in board examination related to that content, as well as we have studied what was the reason of low level of economic development during the Britishers' rule. So kindly go through with that video. In this particular video, I'm gonna cover the topic agriculture sector under British colonial rule. It's again very important when you go through with your syllabus. This you can see easily in your NCERT book, and you can refer to that. But the question is how they are going to ask in the board examination, because my the focus of my video would definitely on the board question, how they will be asking it, and I'm trying to cover all the content in one particular question, so that if any part of that very particular topic will come in examination, you can cover it. So this is my question 4. Already for first 3 question have already been covered in my previous video. You can go through that. So let's start with the agriculture sector under the British colonial rule. Oh my God, the condition of agriculture sector was very pathetic during the British colonial rule, and you can imagine if a country like India, where if I'll see the data, exact data which has been given in your book, that 85% of population were living in the village, and a maximum of them were engaged in your agriculture activity. If I'll see that situation, so you can understand how important it was, the agriculture sector, especially in the contribution of the GDP, especially if I'll talk about the livelihood of the people, those who are living, how much important sector it is, and if it was under the control of the government, what was the condition for it. So this is what we are going to cover in this chapter. Now in board examination, when the question will come, it's straightforward question, it's very easy for you guys to understand and to attempt. But how they can ask in a different way in a statement form, this is now the recent board is CBSE is focusing on hot or value based questions. So, this is what during the British colonial rule, despite being the occupation of about 85% of India's population, the agriculture sector continued to experience stagnation and not infrequent unusual deterioration. Agriculture productivity became low. So, that is the piece of fact has been shared in this particular question, right? So they can give you any piece of fact in that very particular question, where you have to connect the answer, right? So do you agree with the above statement? Give valid reason to support your answer. So basically they are asking the agriculture state or agriculture sector condition of it under the British colonial rule. So you guys, you need to understand, or you need to connect, or you need to bring the question or break down the question where you can write the answer to the specific topic. So this topic or this question is completely related with the agriculture sector or the condition of agriculture sector under British colonial rule. So how you will attempt this answer in board examination? Do one thing I would like to tell you very clearly, that whenever you'll see any question, do you agree with the above statement, it's clearly mentioned, you need to say clearly, yes I am agree to it, yes I am not agree to it, or I am not agree to it. That is up to you, but there is no yes or no. So the how you'll write the answer, you need to really focus on this line, the given statement is correct. That means you are agreeing to this very particular statement. तो आप ये कह रहे हैं कि ये statement सही है in context of Indian economy at the time of British colonial rule. तो it's important to know how to write answer in board examination to score good marks. So be careful that you will not say yes I am agree to it this statement. No, that is not the correct way. Always write yes the given statement, no, the given statement is correct, right? Is that clear? This is what you need to how you need to start, especially this kind of question. There are some other form of question like justify and all that I'll be covering in my further videos, that how to attempt those answers and how to start your answer basically. Because हम लोगों ने basically हमने हमेशा ये देखा है when we go for the board examination हमें confuse हो जाते हैं how to write answer, कितना लिखे कैसे लिखे, आता है content पर कैसे start करें. So for all this thing, this my particular video will help you for the same. Agriculture sector continue to experience stagnation, productivity became low, though experienced some growth due to the expansion of the aggregate area under cultivation. We know the agriculture sector condition was very pathetic during the colonial time. We were already engaged in agriculture before the rule of the Britishers, but the moment Britishers controlled us, the condition became very unfavorable and not much productive. कुछ expansion था, as you can see it mentioned. There is some positive point for the agriculture was given over here, that expansion of the aggregate area under cultivation. That means there was an expansion of area under cultivation that is only helping the Indian economy to increase the productivity. Otherwise there is no such another mean to increase the productivity. It was quite stagnant. Stagnant का मतलब होता है रुका हुआ, मतलब जो है जैसा है वैसा ही है और लो है और कम कंडीशन में है. एंड सो दैट वाज द स्टेट. सो नाउ व्हाट ऑल पॉइंट यू नीड टू कवर अंडर दिस, सो आई एम फोकसिंग ऑन दैट. द मेन कॉज ऑफ स्टैगनेशन एंड लो प्रोडक्टिविटी आर very important land settlement system. So whenever you write this, you need to mention this particular statement, because this is the way how they how they go or how they deal or how they settle or how they do the contract between the tenant and the landlord during that time. So that is being signified to the zamindar system, right? So land settlement system is basically introduced by the government of Britishers, ruler of the Britishers, colonial government, jahan par zamindar system was the most famous system. When we say zamindar system, you must remember the Lagan movie. I think the moment any term like this, even I have mentioned the term Lagan also, because the entire Lagan movie was based on the system prevailed at the time of Britishers. It's quite clear and quite significant to understand that system, right? If you have not watched it, kindly go for it. It would help you to understand. So the land settlement system was the one particular condition to the agriculture sector under the British colonial rule, where the zamindar system was prevailed, introduced by the colonial government, that is Britishers. What all things are followed under this very particular land system? The very first thing, if I'll say, the profit. Whatever profit accruing means जो भी profit generate होता था out of the agriculture land, that directly go to the zamindars immediately. ठीक है. Now you will think कि भाई जमींदार को जा रहा है तो इसमें ब्रिटिशर्स का क्या रोल है? Because जमींदार further give it to the Britishers. So who is the first person who is collecting? The zamindar. So zamindar is collecting all the profits from the person, those who are tilling, those who act as a tiller over there. Tiller मतलब जो उस पे काम करते हैं. तो profit accruing out of the agriculture land went directly to the zamindar in the form of lagan. That was the first important feature of land settlement system. Whatever the profit will come, that directly go to the zamindar. The second system says the revenue settlement system. Under the land settlement system, they focus on the revenue settlement system. When I say revenue settlement system, what it signifies? It signifies that main reason, whatever the revenue has been generated, okay, that we have already told profit though, what if you understood about the terminology, total revenue minus total cost, that makes your total profit. So but whatever the revenue is also generating, uska bhi ek settlement ka सबसे बड़ा जो रेवेन्यू सेटलमेंट सिस्टम था, जो भी वो यूज़ कर रहे थे, जो भी वो प्रॉफिट उनसे ले रहे थे, वो ज़मींदार क्यों कर रहे थे? व्हाट वाज द रीज़न ऑफ इट? व्हाई दे वर डूइंग, व्हाई दे आर इल ट्रीटिंग देयर ओन पीपल? दो ज़मींदार इज ऑल्सो एन इंडियन, द टिलर इज ऑल्सो एन इंडियन, स्टिल व्हाई ही इज सो रूड? Because under the zamindar system or land settlement system, there is a fixed date where the zamindar has to pay entire collected revenue by the farmer, by him from the farmer, and that need to be submitted to the Britishers. Why they were so keen to or following those deadline to submit the particular lagan or particular revenue collected? Because they know if they fail, or if they fail to meet any deadline set by the Britishers, they may lose their rights. So whatever the privilege they were getting from the Britishers to act as a zamindar, so they might lose that particular right. So they were so keen to collect the revenues, even they became so harsh with their own people because they have to meet those deadlines. So that was the another important feature. Don't miss this feature. It's very important that the deadline set by the Britishers has to be followed by the zamindar, and that is why they are very harsh to collect the revenues, right? Apart from that, the third, under land settlement system, Britishers and Zamindar were interested in rent collection only, and has done nothing to improve the condition of land. Agriculture condition was pathetic. They were just concerned with the profits or the revenue generated out of the agriculture land from the farmers, but they were doing nothing for the improvement of the land, right, which further led to the immense misery and social tension among the Indian farmers. That led to great unrest among the farmers, because they know that nothing has been done to the land. Then land one day will lose its fertility. They were quite aware, being a farmer, and they themselves have no money or investment to be done on the improvement of the land. So again, that leads to a worst condition towards the agriculture sector. So that was under the land settlement system. The second thing that you need to be very careful, you need to write under it, is commercialization of agriculture. When I say commercialization of agriculture, that means bringing the farmers' produce in the market. Right, commercialization means whatever the output produced under the agriculture sector, now they are ready to not just for the self sufficiency, not for the self consumption, now they are moving towards the market, right, to sale, or for the sale, right. It means doing the production for sale in the market rather than self consumption. Ab now entire focus, ab sab farmers was so keen to produce, not for the self consumption, balki usko market mein bechne ke liye they all are ready, right. So what Britisher influenced the farmer to produce more cash crop? Very, very, very important term. When I say cash crop, what do you mean by cash crop? Cash crop is those crops that immediately grows or comparatively take less time and ready to sell in the market, give instant money to the farmers, right. So that is the cash crop. Now Britishers influences all the farmer go for the production of cash crop rather than food crops. मतलब अब अनाज मत उगाओ, अब ऐसी क्रॉप्स उगाओ जो जल्दी उगे और जिससे जल्दी पैसा मिले, राइट. सो ब्रिटिशर इन्फ्लुएंस द फार्मर टू प्रोड्यूस मोर कैश क्रॉप दैट डेविएट द प्रोडक्शन पैटर्न फ्रॉम फूड क्रॉप्स टू कैश क्रॉप. अब हमारे को फार्मर्स सारे कैश क्रॉप में लग गए, फूड क्रॉप कोई ग्रो नहीं कर रहा था, जिससे क्या हुआ, इन फ्यूचर द फूड क्रॉप की जो अवेलेबिलिटी होगी वो कम हो जाएगी, या इट लीड टू अ स्कार्सिटी. जब ऐसा होने लगा, राइट, सो दिस डिड नॉट हेल्प द फार्मर इन इम्प्रूविंग. अब आपको लगेगा कि भैया अब कैश क्रॉप होने लगे, उनके पास पैसा आने लगा, बट व्हाट इज द यूज ऑफ हैविंग दैट मनी, बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली इट वाज इनडायरेक्टली और डायरेक्टली गोइंग टू द ब्रिटिशर्स फॉर देयर ओन बेनिफिट्स, राइट. सो इससे भी कोई कंडीशन इंप्रूव नहीं हुई, बट एक सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट हो गई, दैट इज स्कार्सिटी ऑफ फूड क्रॉप इन द कंट्री, विच कॉज फर्दर फेमाइंस ड्यूरिंग द कॉलोनियल रूल. तो उस समय सारा जो डेविएशन था टूवर्ड्स द कैश क्रॉप हो गया, फूड क्रॉप नहीं अवेलेबल हुआ, और एट द एंड द इकोनॉमी लेड टू फेमाइन. नाउ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, देयर कैन बी अ सेपरेट क्वेश्चन फॉर अ स्मॉल मार्क्स और फॉर लेस मार्क्स, नॉट द 6 marks, but they can ask why the number of famines were quite high at the time of British rulers. Jab British were ruling us, why we have such condition, right? So it can be asked, you can see, then on that point of time you can mention this explanation in your answer, that they insisted, they influenced farmer to go for the cash crop, and they also get influenced because they were under in their control. They have to do what they are saying. At the same time, they were very interesting to earn money in less span of time, so they moved toward it. At the end, food crop was very less in the production of it was very less in the economy. So this is what your second point that you need to cover under the agriculture sector condition under British colonial rule. Now we will be discussing the third point, very important, low level of productivity. No doubt the productivity level under the British colonial rule of agriculture sector was very low, as the British were not investing in improvement of the land condition. There is no upgradation in terms of technology, lack of irrigation facility, negligible use of fertilizers, very important. The farmers were not so educated how much quantity to be used in as per the area of the land to make it more fertile or to bring the productivity, which further led to the low productivity in agriculture. Neither zamindar nor Britisher were interested in investing much on technology or creating or educating mass, right? They were not at all interested ki let's rather I feel that British were having fear that if we'll make them educated, they create problem for us only in the future. That is why they never go for any kind of education in terms of how to do farming, how to increase productivity in particular farm, what kind of manure fertilizer to be used in that very particular farm. That led to another problem and led to the worst condition of agriculture sector. Last but the not least, absence of adequate infrastructure or lack of investment. You can say that infrastructure or technology or irrigation facility can be the part of it, but no, it is a separate part where, because we talk about the connectivity or we talk about types of farming under it, like the money that is required, though they were farmers were having knowledge, but they didn't have the money to invest in land so that they can go for increase in the production or that support their agriculture sector. So the scarcity of investment in production method like terracing, flood control, drainage, desalination of soil. I hope you know desalination of the soil. इसका मतलब ये होता है जब आप salt को water से अलग करते हैं और फिर वो water अच्छे can be used for the irrigation in the fields, right? So led towards the downfall of the productivity and agriculture. At the same time, tenants, small farmers, sharecroppers neither had resources and technology nor had incentive to invest in the agriculture. Again, such type of lack of investment led to disappointment among the tenants, farmers and sharecroppers, where they can invest their money in the agriculture sector or can enhance the productivity of the agriculture sector. So now we have covered one particular question of your 12th one topic that can be asked in board examination, agriculture sector under the British colonial rule. So any small portion, they may ask you any one points separately, because these are the point mentioned in your NCERT. So kindly don't ignore any of the point, because that would help you to cover even the 3 marker or 4 marker question. I hope it will help you to understand the concept. I'll meet you soon with my next video, in which I'll be discussing the next topic of your book, which is related to your industrial sector during the British colonial rule. Again, I'll be covering it with one specific question that basically HOTS or value based. I hope it would help you. Bye. Take care.